Hello and welcome to Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms.
We do?
We do. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
Jim.
Brianna.
Charlie.
And Josh.
Hi.
Charlie and Jim, welcome back. Bree, welcome to the panel. Allegedly, you like to rap English?
Who told you?
You told me. Did you want to demonstrate?
Oh. I'll see you putting me on the spot.
I'll keep a beat.
Well, I guess I can rap you, or rap to you, or rap for you, rather, the 5 elements of writing a story. Would you like me to?
Go right ahead.
Alright. Plot, character, conflict, theme, setting. Yes, these are the 5 things that you're gonna be needing when you're reading or writing a short story that's not exciting.
Ooh. Quite nice.
Have a cookie.
Alrighty. What are we talking about today, Lainey?
Today we are discussing Civil Disobedience by Henry David Thoreau.
Ooh.
With an interlude.
Okay. That'll be quite an exciting discussion. Thoreau is perhaps the maverick of the Transcendental movement.
And he was not a bum. Shout out to Nicole, who was probably watching this.
Alrighty. That's unless she skips the episode. What's our first question today?
Do you see Thoreau's views as being outlandish or logical?
You want to start, Bree?
I see them as being logical. I think that many people think that they're outlandish because they may seem radical in a way, because he's encouraging people to shun society and turn to nature in spite of that, because he believes, as well as the rest of the Transcendentalists, that society corrupts the person's inner goodwill, which in turn corrupts their soul.
I almost see it as common sense to think a bit like he... it seems as if, as time progresses, what common sense really is fading in the fray.
If there's common sense, is there common dollars? Cents, dollars?
Okay.
It's a joke.
Granted,
Oh, honey.
what happened with Thoreau, in Civil Disobedience, he was arrested because he refused to pay a tax that would support abolition, which is slavery.
Well, he was also not paying taxes because it went to the war that was going on at the time as well.
Right.
He didn't believe in it, so he wasn't going to pay. But then, as he's sitting in jail, Emerson, the front man of the Transcendentalist movement, comes in to the jail and he goes, "Henry, what are you doing in there?" And in turn, Thoreau says back to him, "Ralph, what are you doing out there?"
Okay. Does make plenty of sense, come to think about it, especially the question people should ask themselves is, if you're really against something that you don't believe in, is it worth going to jail for? Are you going to support something? It's a double-edged sword that you're being faced with, but it comes down to, do I want my freedom, or am I willing to put that on the line in order to obtain
Actual justice.
Well, Thoreau's going back to the root of American democracy. The government's supposed to be in the hands of the people.
Indeed it is. That's
We
what
the people.
Jefferson said that in the Declaration of Independence. He also said that if the
Every
people,
20 years.
if the people were not doing an efficient job, it's within our interests to eject them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and even Jefferson and Madison as well said that, and Thomas Paine and a lot of the major figures of early America did say that if there's an unjust law, if there's a principle you don't believe in, if you think the government is doing wrong, it's your duty as a citizen to say so.
And, well, in Civil Disobedience, Thoreau writes, if government be the vehicle for you to do injustice to another person, then break the law.
Do you think we can ever reach the government that Thoreau advocates?
Yes, but we need to follow a different path. We need to realize that we have so much more power than we give ourselves.
A different path as opposed to what?
We need to realize that it is not within our obligation to be held down into a chokehold
Right.
and have the money whittled out of us.
So what you're saying
the
is,
way.
we're basically up against the wall, and people are taking our money with power. People with power. Yeah.
Through control.
It's you know what it's I look at it like it's kind of like childish. It's like give me a
We're
lunch money.
communists?
Yeah,
Communism?
yeah, we're moving up socialism, then communism, and then the very top would be fascism.
Fascism is extreme right, communism is extreme left.
Right.
So they're two distinct
But
ideologies.
if you go too far either way, you have the same beliefs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. One believes in one end, and then one does the other.
Do you believe that we would be viewed as a democracy in Thoreau's eyes?
No,
Me either.
absolutely not. Because
Regardless of what everyone says about Obama, if you like him or not taking a side here, he has said that Walden, actually Thoreau's most known work, is one of the books that he's read, and
Self-reliance is his favorite.
has prompted him to make some of his decisions. However, the Health Care Act is a major problem, right, in America?
Yes.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you're for it or if you're not. If you do not have health care, the Constitution says, or it's against the Constitution to fine someone for not having health insurance, which they're saying they're not. However, if you don't have that health insurance, they tax you. It's still a fine. Then you're going to jail if you don't pay it. So I don't think that it's the democracy that Thoreau would want.
You know why liberalism is called liberalism, is why socialism is called liberalism. That's a term that FDR used
Right.
because he did not want his programs to be deemed as socialist.
Right. So.
I learned
Which-
something today.
That's the same thing that Thoreau is getting onto with the contradictory of how democracy should and needs to be viewed.
Government's still not in the hands of the people. So.
The only thing we do is vote, but
well, socialism addresses
That's very-
rampant inequity. That is still very much a presence in society, and in fact, I think is at the very root of the American economy. As long as we remain a capitalist system, there will be class divides, and thus we are built. This country is built on a system of funding and a
Right.
system of money that is inherently unjust and divisive.
It's bad money. Right? What'd you say? Dirty money?
Nothing is
All
actually
money's
free.
dirty.
Yeah, true.
figuratively and literally.
Mhm.
Yeah. The dollar in my pocket's turning green. Get it? Because, forget it.
Next question.
Do you feel this essay still remains relevant in today's society?
Absolutely.
For sure.
It should. Most
Certainly.
definitely.
I think there are people who misread it and who use it to justify just like,
What they're doing.
yes, a blind opposition to taxes when the government.
Right.
I'm not opposed to government programs when they're in the people's best interests. Like,
I mean,
there are things the people shouldn't have to leave to themselves. Like, the state should have to ensure that everybody has at least a basic house.
Yeah.
Or-
food, shelter,
Yes.
enough water, health care,
General education.
Yes.
education.
Up to 12th grade.
Yes, the state should maintain the people's general welfare.
Anybody have some thoughts that they would like to share in
Yeah.
addition?
All right,
You go first.
All right, I'm going to close with an anecdote when we get to the whole. Oh, but he went to jail over this. What's that about? Do you know? Martin Luther King
Yeah,
used to
you
lead
tell
silent
him, you tell
demonstrations, right? Silent demonstrations, marches through the streets of Montgomery, and when there would be no singing, no slogans, no nothing until they were arrested, and then they were allowed to begin. And do you know what they would chant?
What's that?
I'm not afraid of your jails because I want my freedom.
Ooh, I like that.
Give me the. Yeah, goose flesh. and yeah, and that. But yes, goosebumps. I think that civil disobedience, everyone that is interested in politics and social reform, it would do them well to read it
Carefully.
Not
see what they want to say.
Exactly, and take it all with a grain of salt. But I think it would serve them well to read it and give them a little bit more of an understanding of what government is, should be, has been, and not let history continuously repeat itself, but maybe rhyme a little bit, if that makes sense.
I agree with, if I may, I agree with you. History is going to repeat itself, but we need to find a way to stop it. And everything you said, I agree with. It just makes sense.
There'd be something I'd like to say, that the ability to change begins with you. It begins with you making the decision to realize that there's something going on and taking the steps, thinking, what am I willing to do to put myself on the line to provide such a change? Or point something out and speak about it, write about it. That's the power of the First Amendment.
Right.
Then it leads to uniting like-minded people, and then you have to organize. That's the basic idea.
I agree, Jim. We have to get people together. As the Beatles said, come together. You want a revolution? I digress.
That may be coming.
It
Sure.
may be coming.
The proletariat must rise. Victory to the working class.
Oh
If you're interested in reading Thoreau, you can either check him out in the Norton Anthology of American Literature, Volume B, but if you're not interested in spending that kind of money, you can find his collections in various locations.
no! Public domain.
There's a Norton Critical Edition. A lot of his work is PD, like you've said, so it's on Bartleby.
The Barnes & Noble has a very nice collection with a beautiful cover of nice leaves along the trees along the lake with an orange shade background.
This is very expensive. I know it's like $44 for hardcover, but it's a beautiful. There's an annotated Walden, and it's critically done. It's got all sorts of scholarly notes on every page, like associations with Thoreau's thought, who he was reading that brought these ideas to his mind, and all of this.
So if you're an American literature enthusiast, that might be the book for you.
And if you want to continue your education, if you want to go on to college, or if you are in college, you could use this, bring this up in class. Like, hey, Professor so-and-so, I have this. This can help us. That's just my 2 cents.
Alrighty then, be sure to join us next time for another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.